With a star-studded cast, iconic filmmakers, and a rich historical tale, The Last Duel is a cinematic event you simply don't want to miss. Before getting your copy on 4K Ultra HD, Blu-ray or DVD, watch as we review this Ridley Scott epic. I'm Nick, welcome to this week's Insanity. Written by Oscar-winning duo Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, with Oscar nominee Nicole Holofcener, and directed by the iconic Ridley Scott, The Last Duel is as epic behind the camera as it is on the big screen. Adapted from a book of the same name, this film tells the true story of the final trial by combat ever to take place in France during the 14th century.
There is only one question that matters. Do you swear on your life that what you say is true?
Matt Damon stars as Jean de Carouge alongside Adam Driver as Jacques Legris. Both are squires in the King's Guard. The two are bonded by battle, but this changes when Legris begins working with Count Pierre, played by Ben Affleck. The Count all but banishes de Carouge from his court, leaving him and his new wife on the outskirts of society. However, when de Carouge's wife, Marguerite, played by Jodie Comer, catches the eye of Legris, things soon turn sinister. What entails is a search for the truth with potentially deadly consequences for all involved.
You knew what would happen to me should you lose this duel. You knew and you didn't tell me.
God will not punish those who tell the truth.
My fate and our child's fate will be written not by God's will, but by which old man will tire first.
After what seems like years away from the cinema, it's fantastic to see an epic story told on the big screen. Scott is certainly channeling his gladiator days, bringing us a cinematic experience that truly understands the grandeur of cinema. And it's kind of refreshing. The Last Duel is far from a perfect film, but it is pure cinema. The action is raw and bloody, the drama is filled with real tension, and the story is quite relevant, which is saying something considering this is set 700 years in the past.
My father told me my life would be blessed with good fortune. I'm married. I was a good wife. And then was judged and shamed by my country.
Although this film centres around just one event, we see it from the unique perspectives of our three main characters. This means that we are shown three different truths. The idea of an unreliable narrator is nothing new in Hollywood. However, The Last Duel is a perfect example of how to enhance a viewing experience with this technique. The story is so well crafted that it doesn't matter that we're being shown the same event 3 times, because the subtle differences make it worthwhile.
A most unspeakable charge has been brought against you.
Jacques Legris entered our home. He attacked me.
The accusation is false.
On top of this, the action we get in this film is superb. In a world filled with CGI space battles and dance-like fight sequences, The Last Duel gives us gory action that lives up to its medieval setting. The battles we see are chaotic, bloody, and honestly scary. There is a brutality to the action that forces us to feel every blow, and as an audience, this pulls us into the story.
You do not believe me.
I am risking my life for you.
You are risking my life so you can save your bride.
But like I said, The Last Duel is far from a perfect movie. One of the glaring problems with this film is the acting. The cast may be A-list, but the performances they give are akin to high school drama. For starters, none of the cast can seem to choose an accent for the movie. In one scene, Matt Damon is English. In the next, he is American. The same can be said for Ben Affleck. There is simply no consistency here, and it really lessens the impact of the film.
I am telling the truth.
The truth does not matter. There is only the power of men.
This should be settled quietly.
I'm innocent!
I request a duel to the death.
If you lose, your wife will suffer dire consequences.
One of us has lied.
Let us let God decide.
Another potential issue with this film is its content. More importantly, how it depicts it. The action is not the only brutal part of this film, and it most certainly can be triggering. It's unclear how much thought the filmmakers put into this aspect of the story, but it seems that the priority was placed on realism rather than avoidance. The Last Duel relies heavily on a terrible act, and it's up to you whether they've treated it with respect.
The penalty for bearing false witness is that you are to be burned alive.
I will not be silent.
The Last Duel is probably not going to win any Oscars, but it doesn't have to. The film's purpose is to entertain us and tell us this story. In this, it succeeds. Moreover, it's unique, action-heavy, and will have you invest in the world of cinema once again. And after a tough few years, what more could you want from a film? Thanks for watching. Have you seen The Last Duel? Tell us what you think in the comments. And be sure to check out our Facebook and Instagram pages for more fun content every day. See you next time.